Hey guys, Sublord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be continuing our looks at the real Ghostbusters line with everyone's favorite side character they'd love to hit with a bus, but they know it wouldn't work because he's already dead because, well, he's a freaking ghost. And of course it's going to be none other than good old Slimer, brought to us by the fine folks over at Kenner back in the day, but Hasbro nowadays more specifically good old Ollie's, which is where I got my Slimer here. Just like, well, actually I didn't get this guy from Ollie's, but I do have good old Egon here to give you guys a sense of scale. Now, I'm not the biggest Ghostbusters expert, but Slimer's not a giant, right? He's like this little teeny guy. He's like maybe the size of the ghosts these guys came with. But that said, side note, I just remembered that Peter Venkman was voiced by the same guy who voiced Garfield. I didn't look it up, but I just remembered that's what he sounded like. I know Winston Zedmore wasn't voiced by Keith David, but I wish he was, because Keith David is awesome, and that would have been awesome. But side notes and tangents aside, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look and see at all good old Slimer has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with whatever the heck this is. I don't know if this is backwards or forwards or what this is, but it's a big old chunk of rubber. Cool. Can't really do much with that. It also has this. It's got a bite taken out of it, so clearly Slimer was hungry. Same with this. It's a pizza. Maybe it's pizza. Looks like a pizza, but either way. That's all you get. You can't even hold the darn thing, so kind of useless. Excuse me. Taking a closer look at Slimer here. He can sit like this, but it's not really the most stable thing. I got a McFarlane Toys stand here that will wrap around Slimer's little wispy tail there, so he can like float. See more of that in the final thoughts there, but looks like Slimer. I gotta say, when this figure started hitting Ollie's, I definitely wanted to grab one because Slimer is like this pop culture icon because of Ghostbusters, and well, I'm gonna say I'm happy to have a Slimer, but I'm glad I only paid like $5 for it because this figure is, well, it's just a vinyl figure essentially. His tail will rotate and his arms will move up and down, and really you don't need Slimer to do a ton, but it would have been nice if he was a little more stable. That's where my issue lies, but it is what it is. It's an old toy. It's a reissue of an old toy technically, but you know what I mean. And it gets the job done. It looks like frickin' Slimer. Slimer! Okay, I'll stop doing that. But setting him back down, I mean, he's already kind of down. You can straighten him out, like, it's not, like, you can do that, but unfortunately he doesn't sit like that. So you gotta do this, and then he kind of just rests on his hands, which I guess is fine. You know, most kids aren't gonna care, but you know, some kind of stand to help prop him up would have been cool. It just would have been nice. Who am I kidding? But yeah, Slimer in a nutshell. That's it. That's all you get. These are gonna be short videos, people. I don't know what you want. So before we wrap this up, let's bring in two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibuloth. Now I think Slimer is closer to in scale with like the 7-inch stuff. I think he's still too big for Plasma Series, but I think he's a good scale with good old Spawn here, which makes sense because he kind of looks like one of good old Al Simmons' Coon Blobs. But with that being said, I think it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from being incredibly unstable, thankfully I'm a self-certified McFarlane Toys simp, so I was able to remedy that, but I shouldn't have to. We all must admit, whether we like him or not, good old Slimer here is essential to anyone's Ghostbusters collection if you want the main cast. He's probably, along with Janine, one of the main side characters in the entire series, so you gotta have him, man. You gots to have him, whether he's insufferable and annoying or not. So, with that being said, or unstable, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.